Welcome to Post Game Podcast. I'm your host, June. I got my boy Foster with me, and our enthusiasm is unmatched. Detroit Pistons. What up, Foss?
I'm just glad we only got to cover this team once a week, man.
Oh,
sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, Foss. Foss, that hurts, man. I feel for you. I feel for you, but we are committed. It's not looking good right now. It hasn't looked good for a few weeks. What's the record, Foster? I know we're stuck at 2 wins. How many losses do we have?
20. Hold on. Don't let me lie to you.
Like, I just quit counting the losses. I'm still stuck at 2 wins.
2-28. God.
28.
Jeez.
Okay. All right. Let's put it in perspective. If you go 54-28, you're about a third or fourth seed. You're about a third or fourth seed in the Eastern Conference.
And we're already at
28 losses. I haven't reached the All-Star break. Not even close to the All-Star break. All-Star break is in February, right?
2 months. Good 2 months away.
2-28. The reason, if you look at the title, question is 2-80, triple question marks, right?
Hey, triple question. This is a real question. This is a legitimate question.
The reason why is because there's talks of it. There's a guy that posted, what was it, like a $50 bet that the Pistons would not win another game the rest of the year. If he wins, it's a $40,000 payout.
Ooh. Ooh.
Now, that's looking at the play, it seems realistic, right? Statistically, I don't think it'll happen. From a statistic standpoint, I just don't think they would lose 80 games in a row. I don't think so.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That would be
80 games.
I would go out on a limb.
Or it's 79 games because they lost the game before.
Well, it would be 79 games, but to only win 2 games in the season, I tell you what, the Pistons go 2-80. I'll never watch them again. I would denounce every championship they've had. I will switch teams. I'm that confident. I love the Pistons, so I'm that confident.
I mean, that
won't happen.
The fact that we have to ask that is in 80, 79.
I mean, what kind of time is this for us to even be having this talk? 2-80? Nobody goes 2-80. It doesn't even happen on the baseball field with a struggling batter. He doesn't go up to the plate 82 times with 2 hits. It just doesn't happen.
Nah, I don't think you last that long. I think something happens before you get to that point.
At this rate, I expect something to be done at the trade deadline. Something's got to shake. The good thing though is these past few games, Cade has been playing.
Oh, he's been balling.
He needs some help around him. He needs better help around him. I always said that the talent was there around him for them to be successful, and they're proving me wrong. Yeah, there's no I can't sugarcoat it any old kind of way. I just they're showing me that the pieces that they have around Cade aren't it, and I'm starting to think that head coach over there ain't it either. I've never seen a skid like this before, and there's nothing being done. The same product is being on the floor every night.
Well,
Same lineup on the floor every night.
one thing I can say is I can't blame Monty Williams for Alec Burks being awful or Joe Harris
He played
being
better last night though, Burke did.
he did finally. He did
It took him quite a few games to hit some shots. And we had Duran back last night. And I
Yeah,
think he got
it's good
tired
to
at
see
the
him back.
I think he got tired. Like he was exhausted by the end of the game. He's not in game shape. You know, when you hurt your ankle, you can't really there's no you can't do any cardio.
That's a big guy.
Yeah,
Yeah. You don't have the ability to stay in shape. Yeah.
no. So I think if he stays healthy for about a couple of weeks, he can stay healthy for a couple of weeks. He'll be fine. I think the Pistons would win a couple of games on the strength that he'll be back if he can stay healthy. Because they're a different team with Duran out there, uh, doing his thing.
Kind of.
Kinda, yeah. I mean, they're a better team than what we've shown. Like,
There you go.
you remember when I did a show, I did a press conference reaction
Right.
post game, and Cade said, "We're not 2-26 bad. There's just no way."
Yeah, we're 2-27 bad. Well, now 2-28 bad. That's what we are. He's right. We are not 2-26 bad. We are worse than that.
But
Worse than that.
I was Foster. I was gonna rip the Pistons like that reaction. I mean, after that game, I was going to rip them. I was fed up. I was, but then I listened to the press conference and I was like, "Dang, they hurting.
Yeah,
Like
they said
this
it's
is not good for them. Like they're the laughing stock of the league."
it's embarrassing to the entire city though. Like that, like I've never felt like the Pistons, I never felt like the Lions embarrassed the city as a whole, but something about our basketball team being this bad feels like an
Well,
entire just yeah.
we've always had the basketball team to lean on when the Lions stunk it up. There was a 0-16 Lions, so we felt pretty bad then. Uh, remember the year?
Never lost 28 in a row though.
But you remember the year when was it Orlowski stepped out of bounds?
Yeah, I remember.
That was a horrible year. Yeah, I was embarrassed.
That
But
wasn't '06. That was later on though, right? Or something.
I
When
don't
was
know
it?
when it was, but I don't think that was the 0-16. But that was a bad year. I was
That was bad.
embarrassed.
Yeah, that yeah.
But at the same time, never losing this many games in a row. And there's been some horrible Pistons teams. Never missed this many games in a row. I remember Joe Dumars' first year as GM, and he got a bunch of players from everywhere. And it looked like it was Ben Wallace's first year. I'm like, who is this guy?
Chucky Atkins.
Chucky Atkins. And I'm like, this team is horrible. But
Yeah.
they never lost 28 games in a row.
No, not even close.
Not even close.
Maybe not even 12.
And then the following year they were they were balling.
Yeah, they were solid. They were solid.
So
Damn.
this is something that we are not used to. We're not we're not going to get used to it. And the
Yeah, it'll
sad
never be normal. Well, I don't know, but once we get to about 30, 40, well, no, 30s, we're already at 30. Once it gets to about like 40, 50, it's gonna be like, you know.
well, the sad thing is, about us being fans is that every night, and I don't care what you're doing, as a fan, you're gonna sit in front of the TV
I
or in
do.
the stands and anytime the Pistons get a lead, that this could be the night. and then boom. Both times versus Brooklyn, both games. I said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna win this one."
Especially the one for the record. It was like, okay, okay, we really digging our heels in now.
We were up 14 in the first quarter the other night, and I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
this is it." They playing with so much energy. Duran's back.
you
Oh
felt it.
man!
Yeah.
And then we were up 14 in the first quarter and down 6 at the end of the first quarter. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, it's back to the bull." And they gave up 30 points in the first quarter. I'm like, "Yeah, it's back to the bull." Back to
Hey, you want to know what the point in the last 5 games, the average? I want you to take a guess. I want you to take a guess of the average
I'm
amount of, huh?
I'm listening. Go ahead.
I want you to guess how many points that we've averaged that we've given up over the last 5 games.
The average amount of points we've given up the past 5 games total,
Yes.
135 points.
Not quite that high, but 127.
Ooh.
Because we gave up 140 to the Bucks. So that, that
They
bumped it
ran
up.
it up in the fourth quarter, though. It was like,
Wasn't he sitting on the bench with his kids at the end of the game?
man, he was eating popcorn.
Bro, 127 points. That's crazy.
Man. I Foster, I don't know if you remember early, but I kept saying these 30 and 40-point quarters are
That was
hurting.
early in the year. That was early. You remember that?
Early in the year, I'm like, "Man, these 30 and 40-point quarters are the worst."
And we
These
were winning. We
70-point
were
half.
winning some of those games.
Well, we won 2 games, Foster. Don't say something. We won
I'm
2.
just saying
We can
because
we
it happened against Miami, it happened against Charlotte and Chicago. And Charlotte and Chicago were the 2 games that we actually won. It was happening then.
shoulda beat Miami.
It was a close man. Oh, that was such a not a dark time. That was the brightest of bright times. I teams don't fall off the wagon that tough. No Bogey. We had no money. Like we were missing some guys. No livers. Livers we found has been a
Don't
liability.
mention livers. Don't mention.
Hey,
I'm
hey,
I'm I'm totally frustrated and
we were ready. We were ready for him to come back. We were
for
waiting on pins and needles. Remember my homeboy,
for
his
what,
cousin,
Foster? Oh my god,
his cousin commented and said, "Just wait, Livers is gonna tear it up this year. His last name is literally Livers." He came on the show. I said, all right."
he's lucky we can't cuss on this show. Like, seriously, like, it would
Every
I
time I
got
see his name on Facebook, I just shake my head like, bro, you didn't amped up your cousin like that. Man,
yeah, man, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. Foster, I keep seeing these trade, prospects, and at one point I was like, "We don't wanna give up too much." I agree. I do agree with you. I've come to grips. Cade is off limits.
yeah, you feel that way now, right?
Feel that way now. Yes.
Drop 40 on who was that? Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Drop
Uh,
40.
Cade is off limits, and I think you
Go ahead.
keep Duran. Everybody else is
Asar looks I think
what
he's still
happened?
they figured him out. They figured him out. He looked so good early in the year. Like he don't even get the block like the defense has. That's
He
the
looks
confusing part.
uncoordinated shooting the ball around the rim.
Oh, shoot, yeah. Yeah, shooting is a no-go.
I mean,
But
sometimes he looks really comfortable shooting jump shots, but if it's in traffic going to the rack, it looks very, very uncomfortable.
I should have screenshotted the graphic they showed of the three-point shooting in comparison of this year versus their average. I think Asar was shooting like in the teens. Like no
Yeah.
joke.
Um,
Dang, I need to find that. Because that graphic was very because of course, as far as average and what they're doing this year, Burks was off the charts as far as differential. Same thing with Harris. Same thing with Ivy. Ivy is shooting in the 20s from three this year.
Yeah, and he shoots a lot from 3-point. He settles for jumpers a lot. And what I would do, and Foster, you're gonna look at me crazy, and
What's
it's
up?
not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen with this lineup. But what I would do is I'm taking Cade off the ball. I'm having Thompson bring the ball up.
Oh my God.
Hey, he can't shoot. He can
You
start
think
off.
you think the turnover situation is bad now? Put the ball in Thompson's hand. It's gonna get scary.
It's scary with Cade, with the ball in Cade's hand. He
Yeah,
still
but
turns the
but
ball
Cade
over.
putting that ball through the hoop. You put a guy. See the
He
only
can
okay. So
still put the ball through the
here's the
hoop.
only thing that killed Killian is that you become a more effective passer when they respect your offense. When they don't
That's
respect
true.
your offense, you're not scaring. Shoot it. Go
That's
ahead,
true.
shoot it.
That's
I'm
true.
gonna check my man because I know that if we can keep you from getting, and mind you, Killian doesn't finish at the basket well, anyways. If I keep you away from that restricted area, you can't make the shot consistently. And right now, we're missing Killian Hayes. Hate to say it, he's sick right now, or whatever he's got going on. He's got a case of the IVs right now. We could use Killian right now. Hate
I
to
didn't
say it.
think you would agree with me, but I still think I think Thompson is a baller. I think he has the heart. He's a dog. And I'm gonna have if I'm the coach, if I'm the assistant coaches, I have these talks with him and meetings with him every day. And I say, your priority is to take care of the ball. We're gonna put the ball in your hands.
Easier said than done.
It is.
Way
It
easier.
is. It is. I'm not saying it's a quick fix. I'm not saying it's a understand. I don't think it'll ever happen. But at this point, you don't have anything to lose. Like you can't sit up here and tell me uh it'll get worse.
It could.
It can't get no worse.
Asar, you put the ball in Asar's hand. I think it does get worse. Actually, I think it
I don't
does.
think it can get any worse,
I mean,
Foster.
Asar is physically gifted, but I feel like the talent, the competition that he played with last year
Mhm.
is catching up to him. Whereas early in the year, he was able to utilize his athleticism, but I feel like now he's hitting that wall of whoa. I'm playing against NBA players. I'm not playing against G League. He didn't play in college. He did not play in college.
The wall hit him for sure. If he didn't hit
Yeah.
the wall definitely hit him
It hit
because
Sasser too. Sasser has been, don't make me get the cussing in here.
yeah,
He's been take the S off.
it's a
Take the
children
S.
it's a children's show, Foster.
If they can spell, they caught that one.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
But
Let's
no,
take
so I found this graphic though. Okay, so I found the graphic showing the 3-point shooters versus their and I should have sent it to you so they could because I don't know how quickly you can how quickly you would be able to pull it up.
send it to me. We'll put it up. Give me let's let's take a quick
Yeah,
break,
let's take a break. Let's go ahead. Go ahead.
and then we'll continue talking. But I want you to after we get back, by the time you I'm ready to talk, then but you got to stall them out. Give me a second, but we're gonna go to these this break real quick. It's a quick break, 6 seconds. Okay, now tell me something about this graphic before I post it.
Okay, so the two things that I have the two things that jump out at me, or just in general, this is what jumped out at me. For one, Kevin Knox is our highest, has the highest 3-point shooting percentage this year. Unless on the sample size is smaller, but he's shooting 43% from the field, which is well above his career average of 34%.
Okay.
So obviously he's kind of been in and out of the rotation, kind of out of it as of late. But yeah, he's shooting 43%. And believe it or not, Sasser is shooting 41% from three overall, which kind of surprising to me. In addition, Stewart is 39%, 5% above his career average. And Bogey is right on par, 39%.
Okay.
Those are our best shooters right there. Two guys that don't get a lot of minutes, Knox and Sasser, and then Stewart and Bogey. When you get down to the bottom and the guys that are struggling the most from 3-point range, Asar Thompson is shooting 16%.
Mm,
16%.
it's that kind of.
That's who you want to run the point.
I didn't ask him to shoot. I asked him to run the point.
I'm not scared of him passing because I'm not even guarding him until he gets in the restricted area.
I hear you, Foster, man. I just say it's worth a try, bro.
And then our savior of Isaiah Livers, is that his name, Isaiah?
Mm-hmm.
Is shooting 23% from 3.
Okay, here's that stat Foster was talking.
There we go. There we go. Now we all beautiful. That's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, at least you explained it for our radio, for our people.
Yeah. So because they can't see it, right?
But those that are watching,
yeah.
you can explain this here, Foster.
So yeah, Asar Thompson shooting 16%. Livers are shooting 23, like 23. And
our shooter, that's the shooter.
You see where his average is 35%. That is respectable. Smaller sample size because he's never got tons of minutes. And then look at Joe Harris. 29%. And this is one of the best 3-point shooters in NBA history.
Hey, Joe, when they sent you over here, did they tell you, don't shoot like you did over here? That's what
and he's played Brooklyn, because he was honored. I don't know if you watched it, but he was honored in Brooklyn and he was celebrated because his prime years were spent over there. And he did absolutely nothing both times when he played them. He left his game in Brooklyn 100%.
So the premise is Cade need 3-point shooters and a lob threat.
Yes. And the other premise is that when people say Weaver has failed him and is not surrounding him by shooters, I kind of call cap on that because you look at their career averages. You got a guy like Bogey who's shooting 40% career. Career wise, you look at it like I gave him Burks, 38 career 38% shooter on high volume, not a guy that shoots 2-3 a game. Burks in his heyday averaged a high amount of attempts per game. Joe Harris 43% from you got shooters.
You remember how happy we were when they said Joe Harris was coming? As far as the outside shooting, we got outside shooting.
We hope, but he had been hurt, so we weren't really. We were basing it upon where he was maybe a couple years ago, not so much where he was last year in particular.
I just knew we had outside shooting with Joe Harris. I'm sorry, I banked on it. I was wrong. I was wrong as all get out, but I just knew Joe Harris would provide some outside shooting for us, which he has not.
Yeah, and even Ivy. Okay, so Ivy is a career 33% shooter, I guess. But on open threes, it's a higher, it's a higher percentage, which everybody's is a higher percentage. But so who do you put that? Who do you put that on? You got 3 guys that are in the green that basically were their career average is way above where they are on the left side, which is the current this year. So you got guys that are shooting very much below where they, and then you also got a couple guys that are shooting above where they were, like Stewart and Knox. And so it's a weird season. It's a weird season. You got everybody, you got a lot of guys that are underperforming. And it's like, who do you put that on? Do you put that on the current coach? Because we nailed Casey to the cross.
Yeah, we did. That's a great graphic there, Foster.
Yeah, that was just a random supporter from the Facebook groups. I think he put that together himself. So
we need to get
it doesn't look super doesn't look super professional, but
it gets the job done.
100% got the job done.
Yeah, what you're trying to display, it worked out. So maybe we need to highlight him, get him on the team, man. He can get us some more stats and stuff to look at, and
Yeah,
we can
yeah.
send him to Coach Williams.
There's a couple guys that I don't know if you've seen any of the guy the dude that breaks down the defensive blooper, not the defensive woes on Twitter, but that dude, I know Monty has seen those graphics. I know he's seen those videos because those have gone pretty viral.
Yeah, pretty. I guess I got a question for you, Foster.
What's up?
Are we gonna be talking about this losing streak, these losses every week? How do we keep our viewers like this? How do we keep our
I
we
think that they enjoy. I honestly think they enjoy it. I think if we messed around and won, God forbid, we won 10 in a row and we were obviously still way out of the race, I think people would stop watching.
um sadly we play Boston tonight, and Boston has been winning. They beat the Lakers pretty handily on Christmas, I believe.
I'm gonna
And
watch that.
every time we have a
Go ahead.
game, I say we're gonna win tonight. I ain't saying that tonight.
Yeah, I ain't had an opportunity to call you out for that Utah Jazz game where we allowed Kelly Olynyk to score 27 on us, and some
That
dude
oh,
named
wait, hold on, Foster, because see,
Simone
no,
Fontecchio
no, you just
was
triggered me.
draining
Just
threes.
you just triggered me. That sorry, he didn't score 22 points the whole time he was here.
He was hurt though. He was hurt.
And he played some games.
Some of them. Some of them.
He looked like he was an all-star versus the Pistons when he
Oh,
played.
he got loose on us. How old is Kelly Olynyk?
Man, he looked 23.
That man is 32 years old in
He
the
looked
NBA.
20. He looked 23 versus the Pistons when he played. The dagger 3 was oh man. The
Hey,
dag
he was swagging on us. He was throwing the three up. He was he got loose on us.
Man, he lucky this a children's show. He's lucky. I got some choice words for Kelly Olynyk. He was going crazy on us. That didn't make any sense for us. Like, why are you getting down now? And he I remember the loose ball near the end of the game, and we needed the ball, and I think we were up down 4, and he gets the loose ball, and he shoots a 3 with plenty of time on the shot clock. Dagger. Nailed it. Put the lead up to 7. I said, "This is crazy." It was something like that. I don't remember the circumstances, but I remember we had a chance until he hit that 3.
He had a chance.
And there were some players on the court that I know they were from the G League, and they looked like they belonged. They were going crazy.
I can't believe Chris Dunn still has a job. He's one of those like
He was
uh
killing.
bus, one of those 13 and 10. Like, whoa, like what?
Man, it was the timeliness of the buckets he was getting, though.
Yeah, Sexton had 19 and 8. Agbaji dunked on some. Didn't Agbaji
Yeah,
dunk on
yeah, man,
somebody?
he had 12 points in a row at one point.
Oh, he hit a three. He was dropping threes.
Man,
What does he shoot from three? I need to look that up because dude
this
is
guy
not a
looked like
shooter by any stretch of the imagination.
this guy looked really, really amazing versus us, and it was sickening.
Agbaji's 3-point percentage. Oh, he shoots 38%. Okay, never mind. Never mind.
He might have shot 50% versus the Pistons, though.
At least. At least.
Man, it was okay, Foster. Let me ask you this:
What's up?
is there anything that can happen to turn it around. Now, let's be real. There's no play in, there's no playoffs. That stuff is out. We're talking about playing with some dignity and winning some ball games before the end of the season. Is there anything, what needs to be done for this to happen? You don't
The
have it. You don't have,
silence the
you don't have a,
silence
you
is
don't have a clue, do
loud,
you?
isn't it? Like
The only thing that I'm gonna tell you what I think.
I have no idea. I have nothing.
You got to blow it up.
So, I thought you were talking about as far as, um, I thought you were talking about as far as like, with no changes happening.
Oh, there's got to be some changes.
Yeah.
This ain't it
Somebody's gotta lose their job. Heads have to roll for sure
for
in order for
sure.
something because yeah, because I've seen on so many different occasions where I mean, you look at and this is a different sport, but you look at what happened to the Oakland Raiders, how Antonio Pierce is taking over the job, and you got a brand new team. You still got a backup quarterback, but the coach lost his job and you got a whole and it's like the culture has just changed overnight over there. And yeah, I feel like that type of thing makes a difference. I
It does.
think that yeah, I feel like the complacency and the the standstill, situation we have going on, it's just going to continue it's going to continue to pile on as long as we have the same exact team because this roster, the makeup of the roster is not as bad as everybody is saying. We
You
just
couldn't
looked at a graphic where everybody's underperforming right now.
you couldn't have told me with this roster that they would lose 28 games.
No, I can't say that about any roster. None of
27
them.
games in a row. You couldn't have told me that. Um, on paper before the season, this team does not look bad at all.
This
They're
looks like
just
a fun
all
team to watch, honestly.
like usually with a basketball team, you have certain players that underperform,
Yeah,
and
here and
then
there.
and you might have some players that are playing above. Never do you have so many playing under what they're supposed to be doing. I think Cade may be the only person
The
that's
only one.
playing what he's supposed to do. He
And
can't
Duran, maybe.
he can't have 30 and 40 every night. No, he's not gonna do that. He shouldn't
Yeah.
have to do that. He's 22 years old. He No, he shouldn't have to do that right now.
And that's
But
just not realistic. No one in the league averages 40 points a game. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, yeah, I
and only
mean,
a handful average 30.
yeah, so it's like the team is underperforming. So the only thing I think to do that will turn it around to make the second half of the season uh respectable, you gotta blow this thing up. You take your core pieces who you are not going to trade, who are not tradable. If I'm Troy Weaver, I say, hey, this person's untouchable and this person's untouchable, right?
Mhm.
And I start looking around for pieces what I think would make this team better. And I'm trading for those pieces. We need a different atmosphere. We need a different culture. We need to bring some hungry people in here. Uh,
Who would be hungry to play here? I can't imagine. I
I can't
cannot
imagine.
imagine.
I can't imagine that, but at the same time, this is a opportunity for somebody to thrive. Let's say,
Maybe a G League player.
okay, let's say for instance, and I'm just throwing a name out there. He is not on the menu. He is not a person that of interest. He is not anyone. Let's say, and I'm just talking about, and I'm bringing his name up because he's a young player that hasn't had the opportunity, and he was drafted high. You
Okay.
let's say for, and I don't want this person on the team. I'm just giving an example.
Okay.
Let's say you bring someone in like an Obi Toppin, right? He's trying to get it.
That don't move the needle though.
I'm just saying,
But you say you don't really want him, but
young
yeah.
player. I don't want it. Young player, and I'm just giving you an example. Young player would thrive trying to get a payday.
I think that he's blossoming in Indiana though, right?
I'm just saying. It's not a possibility. I'm giving you an example of the kind of player you could bring in here to do with the objective of playing their heart off to be better because he's on the cusp right now of being looked at as a good player. He could come here, and I'm it's not a desire. This is not what I'm saying should happen or going to happen. I'm just giving an example. A young player with the ability, with the hunger that can come in here and have use this place as an opportunity to say, hey, they traded for him and got him, and they started winning with him.
And you know
Another
what's
team might be
funny?
like, hey, man, we need him
Yeah.
on our squad when he's a free agent.
And you know what's funny is I looked up his name and it says that he was just removed from the starting lineup in Indiana. So, but
It's an opportunity.
writing might be on the wall for him
He
because
would start here.
over like what Stewart, yeah,
He would start
yeah,
here.
yeah.
And
No, I
this
see
is
what
an
you're saying
example.
as far as the
I can think of a
scenario,
couple.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
I can think of a couple other players,
yeah,
and I think what you're looking at is who he is in the fit here, and I don't want you to think that or someone that's desirable or possibility to be here. I'm just thinking of the mindset of a player that would come here and want to do better because there is opportunity. Like there's no pressure coming here. None.
yeah, no.
You can come here and lose the rest of the game. They were losing before you got here.
Right, yeah. You have no, yeah, you nothing to lose
Yeah.
but some game.
Gabe writes they could trade everybody except Cade, and I wouldn't be phased. Not gonna lie, that is a
Real
fact.
talk, real talk,
That's
real
a
talk.
fact. I'd like to keep Duran, but if he's on the menu and
You could
hey,
get something. You
you,
could
you
get
can get
something for
something.
dinner.
Yes, yes. Hold that thought, Foster. I mean, you can put together something real lovely with Duran, Ivy, those two alone.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You can send them somewhere and get some players.
And I just wish that we would have pushed the panic button faster and we would have been able to make a move. It's obvious they've decided that they want to utilize, not at this point, they want to use this year to fully evaluate. Now that we have all the expiring, well, we have some expiring contracts right now, but we don't have the Blake Griffin thing on the books. They want to use this year as an opportunity to fully evaluate all of our young players and see what we have before we make any moves. Now that we have a brand new coach, but I just hate the fact that even if we did make a trade at the break, we're so far off. We're planning for 2024/25 at this point. We are not. It wouldn't matter what happened minus a 30 game win streak at this point, we can't make up the ground that we've had. So, but the reality is we still to this day have some guys with some trade value. And maybe in the next on the next show, I would like to grade some of our trade assets because we do have those still. Um, like a Bagley and Bogey and I would say Burks, but what could you get for Burks at this point? That's neither here nor there. But but yeah, we actually have some trade assets at this point. Um, just a bunch of guys that just have not worked well as a unit for whatever reason. So
Yeah, I think uh, I think that would be an awesome idea to get some prospects. Grade some prospects on what we can do to trade. I think that would be an excellent idea. Maybe next show we do.
we certainly don't have much to break down as far as the the teams itself. So
No, that's not. It's not much to go by. It is what it is. As far as That's crazy though.
That's really all you can say.
That's that's just insane. It's insane, Foster. I mean, what do you do? What do you do? I think that'll wrap it up for the day.
Got a game tonight, man. I think
I'm going to the grocery store after this. I'm not watching it.
I think Tatum, who's sitting tonight? I don't think
They probably can sit it doesn't matter. Did you see the Utah lineup? It doesn't matter
bro.
who they sit.
That wasn't the Utah lineup. That was the what's their affiliate? The wherever they play. That was the G League, lineup. They had Collins and Sexton though. They did have in Kessler, but our team was full strength. I don't think Duran played, but we were darn close. See, we were darn close to full strength.
Nah,
It says Jaylen Brown out versus. Okay, so Jaylen Brown's out.
doesn't matter.
Tatum plays though. Oh, he about to go for 50. He about to go for a cool 50.
He about to hit 70.
Lamar Stevens, questionable. Oh no, this
Tatum
team's too healthy. I think Porzingis is playing too. Oh my.
Tatum about to hit 70 tonight.
No Stewart tonight. I mean, a lot of people are actually probably excited about that. Stewart has turned into the and yeah, I'm gonna drop the name. He's turned into the Jerry Jacobs of the Detroit Pistons. He has fallen out of major favor this year. Stewart.
What's our starting lineup for tonight?
I didn't see one, but like I said, Stu is hurt, so I would imagine it's Cade, probably Cade, Ivy, Thompson, Bogey, and Duran. But maybe Bogey plays the 3, Bagley at the 4, and Duran at the 5. It could be. I haven't seen a starting lineup though. They don't even bother to drop those anymore.
Yeah, that was one thing I was excited about, the different lineups that they had every night because they
And people complain about that, but it's like
it was the only excitement we had.
the term was if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, it's broke.
It's
So
broke.
try to fix that crap.
It's broke. It's broke. Look here. Check us out here, Motor City Metrics. You can also check us out at Bleachers to Speakers on the YouTube channel. That's a new channel me and Foster started. Go to Bleachers to Speakers, subscribe there, and you can check us out on all the podcast streaming sites. Post Game Podcast, FFSN. We're in the process of creating a TikTok page. We do. We don't have. Do we have an Instagram page for this one?
No, I think I've actually posted. I don't know if I have posted any Piston stuff on that, but no, we do not. We do not. Nope.
We're working on it. It's a work in progress. Me and Foster got some work to cut out because regardless of how bad the season is, we'll still be here. We'll still be blogging on this team. We'll still talk about it. We'll still engage with the fans. And no matter how bad it gets, we'll be here.
It don't get no worse.
Bad.
It don't really get no worse than this, though. We broke the record.
No. It's pretty bad, but we'll be here. But I am glad I'm here with my friend Foster. If it's not too many other people that I wouldn't have said, you know what, can't do the show this week. But it's Foster, so I'm gonna be here. You got any last words for him, Foster?
Damn, what was I about to say?
I got some last words.
Dang, what was I about to say? I tell you what, I miss Sadiq Bey. He used to go crazy against the Celtics. I remember one particular game, he dropped about a good 40. I think we lost, but Sadiq used to go crazy on the Celtics. They were trying to trade for him. They like Sadiq Bey. But Whatever. I'm going on a oh god, Burks. Ugh, sorry. I looked at a highlight of him throwing the ball off Stewart head. He was standing 2 feet from him. And sorry, this is a rant. He was standing like inches from him, throws it, and he throws it off his head. Like Burks, he's selling. He's selling big time. He's selling.
Turnovers, turnovers, turnovers.
Contagious. Everybody though. Everybody.
Ah. Well, I got some last words.
Detroit basketball.
We're winning tonight.